Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. Ash and Piggy here of Watching Walford bring you the Watching Walford podcast. It's episode number 91, and today's episodes are going to cover the biggest storylines and takeaways from week 34 of 2024, or the episodes from the 23rd all the way to the 26th of September. It's been a decent week of EastEnders, and it's been a decent week in general. A lot of progress made, and a lot of fun to be had. But, as always, I will now read the main storylines. Bianca returns to confront Reese. Teddy has to sort out Harry's mess. And finally, Nish takes his revenge. Those are all going to be the topics that we're going to talk about in this episode of the podcast. But as always, it is now time to shoot the shit for 30 minutes. So as of the 30-minute mark, that is when we'll start talking about the EastEnders with like 45, 50 minutes roughly. And from that, the first 30 minutes will be us shooting the shit, and the 30 minutes beyond will be when we talk about the EastEnders. But yeah, it's been a busy week for both of us. How have you been doing? What have you been up to, mate?
Well, I've been doing good. I guess we'll just get the Spiderman review out of the way. And I know you're going to say you didn't see it. I've seen it 2 years ago, mate. And I can literally go into details about everything that was supposed to be in it that wasn't in it. I'll mainly go through your thoughts, because I never really got your thoughts on No Way Home.
It's a decent enough. I think that obviously this is all of the multiverse and shit is kind of colliding. All of the old Spider-Man villains are coming together, and this results in all of the all of the Spider-Men in general to meet up as well. I don't really do ratings because ratings are kind of ass, but it's decent. It's quite good, but there are quite a few problems with it, which don't quite, because of the scope of what you were doing. We're bringing back like Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. You're bringing back whoever the fuck played Doc Ock as Doc Ock.
Alfred Molina.
He looks a bit like my dad did. Classic dad. And because they're bringing back all these villains, and they obviously bring back both Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, it's a really kind of, it's a good one. It's good, but I don't know. I think it's a bit misguided at times. Obviously, there's the context that you'd get into about it being filmed during COVID and seemingly out of order, which I understand, but I'm also like, could you not delayed it a bit, lads? Could you not? Obviously, we didn't know when COVID was going to stop, right? But like, it makes it a worse movie because a lot of the set pieces are really kind of ass. Like the final battle, I don't know. I just got a lot of nitpick. Like, it is decently fun. The humor hits. It is like I said, Doc Ock and Green Goblin, they get the best stuff in the movie, and it's a very nice return to form. But it all feels a bit fatigued in its own way, I think, is my take on it. Like, they could have done a lot more with what they had. I'm sure, obviously, there were limiting factors, but regardless, it makes a worse end product. Like, the final fight is them fucking flying around the Statue of Liberty, but it's just on scaffolding. And you're like, oh, okay, all these different Spider-Men, they're going to fight in a different way because they have different fucking powers in a sense. They have a different approach of fighting. Nah, the only way you fucking know who it is you see the suit, and they even take the fucking hat, they take the fucking mask off, so the audience can be like, which fucking guy was that? Like, you know, each Spider-Man, they had a bit more of a distinct style, right? You know, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, he uses the webs to kind of propel himself into battle a bit more. You know, Toby was just a bit more, I don't know, he's a bit more basic in a sense, and Andrew Garfield kind of just webbed the fuck out of people a lot. So it felt like you didn't really get much like to distinguish them other than their backstory. It's a weird one where there is no villain for Tom Holland. Obviously, his villain does become Green Goblin, but like he's already Toby's pretty much main villain. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that kind of set it off for me. Like, it was good. It's great. It's great fan service. It is an exciting thing. It's something you would never have expected to have had, and I'm thankful that we got it, as it is a really nice, like, full circle moment in the Spider-Man series. But yeah, there are just a lot of things linked. Like, at the end, when Doc Ock, like, turns on Electro, no one's fucking believing that he's actually gone bad. Like, no one's fucking actually like, oh shit, he's gonna fight him. No, you just go, yeah, he saved his life. Why the fuck would he fight Spider-Man again? Like, it felt like there could have been a lot more. It felt like if I were doing it, I'd cut out the bulk of the first like half an hour of him kind of discovering that life as Spider-Man's a bit shit. Like, life being publicly known as Spider-Man's a bit shit, because it is, and that's fine. But like, for me, it went to agonizing detail about how shit his life has become because everybody knows he is Spider-Man. And that would obviously flesh out the villains a lot more. I thought the motives were quite weak in general. Like, what the fuck does Electro do? I want more power. There's more power. See ya. Like, I don't know.
There was a lot of like cut elements, like for example, an earlier draft was gonna see. So originally, and now this will I don't know how this would work pacing wise. Originally, Tom Hardy's Venom was gonna have a much bigger role. He was gonna be in the final fight with Toby, Andrew, and Tom, obviously. And from what I heard, one of the original plans was Toby was gonna die, and basically. And Ash is going to go, for fuck's sake, it's such a cheap out. He was going to die, and then Venom was obviously, since the symbiote's a hive nest, where it remembers other symbiotes, like from different universes, that was obviously going to contract to Toby's body and bring him back to life. I don't know if he was going to be the symbiote spider, I don't know if he was going to be Bully Maguire, basically, or not. And that he was going to help him. But they realised, that would ruin the entire motive, because then you have the three Spider-Men meeting, and then you also just have Venom like shoved in there, so it doesn't really work pacing wise.
Yeah, like ham fisting that bitch in there.
And also the other early draft was going to be America Chavez, who's in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, was going to be in the final fight scene as well. But obviously they refit.
Was she the one who would like punch holes in dimensions or whatever the fuck?
Yeah. Her parent, I think she got banned in Saudi Arabia because her parents are like lesbians, and Saudi Arabia and China were like, no, please no. You're gonna walk.
Classic China and Saudi Arabia.
Like I generally, right, I believe, to my knowledge, now it could be bullshit, but to my knowledge, they don't even kiss. Like the parents, they don't even kiss. They just hold hands, and they get fucking outraged.
It's still the most woke fucking Marvel thing ever.
Fucking softies.
It's like when it's like, oh my god, there's a gay couple in Star Wars, and it's like they're in the back in the corner, so China won't see it. Like, great, cheers.
But
really pushing the cause, Marvel and Disney.
America Chavez was going to play another role in it, and there was also another draft where the three Spider-Men were going to be in Doctor Strange's the temple of whatever it's called. You know where Tom Holland Spider-Man originally goes to get the spell. Yeah, they were going to go there. That didn't work. Obviously, another one was going to be they fight through classic scenes of Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi trilogy and Andrew Garfield trilogy. And one of the drafts is going to be with Bonesaw McGraw. So I don't know how they would have done it, since Bonesaw is sadly dead in real life. He's been dead for about 10 years at this point. But I would have been, but
yeah, I think it's and like Electro's motivation is cheeks. Sandman and Dr. Connors may as well have just not fucking been there anyways. Because obviously COVID fucked them; they couldn't film it. But like, still, if you can't do it well, don't fucking do it at all.
It
like it's all the same shit.
it holds
Even if they
well.
did do voice acting, it doesn't feel like they needed to do much. It sounded like all the same shit from the movies, anyways.
They could have done a lot more. I agree. Um, I do think it does work as a multi-verse film. The only problem I have is Sony seen this as a big success. It was, I think, one of the highest grossing films for them, and basically they really want to recapture that. So, to my knowledge, and this could completely change, Spider-Man 4, the Tom Holland one, not the Tobey Maguire one, that got cancelled. They want that to be a multi-verse film because
Yeah.
this is coming out between. This is coming out in the middle of the Doomsday arc, where they obviously go to the Void and they fight. They obviously want to bring back the other two Spider-Men for that film, I guess. Which I'm like, just save them for Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then just have Toby die as a.
I mean, I'm gonna give a really good don't. There's no fucking point. All right.
You just
Fucking Sony can't be trusted. You're making Spider-Man adjacent movies with characters nobody gives a shit about.
just if you're doing Spider-Man 4, the only hero who should be in it is Daredevil, but not even as a major role. He should literally just be there for like 2 scenes and that's it. Like he like it's basically how I picture it is Spider-Man 4. Basically, Kingpin is still the villain, and then basically Tom Holland Spider-Man can't defeat Kingpin, so he goes for the one person that can defeat him, Daredevil, and he's like, Daredevil, can you help me? So the final scene is literally him just kicking the shit, and I mean kicking the shit out of Kingpin. I think you leave it at that. So he says, like, he shakes his hand and goes, I'll see you next time, and then that's it. You just have him be Spider-Man with a ground level heroes. You don't need to do the multiverse shit. You save that for your 2 big Avenger movies. Because if you save that for the Avengers, what's gonna, honestly, right? I'm just gonna pitch it to you. I know you don't give a shit about like the Avengers and shit. But
Yeah, my next complaint is I don't fucking give a shit about any of these extra characters. I don't give a shit about Daredevil. I don't find him cool. He's just like, fuck off. Why are you even here? How much money did you waste on this fucking movie by existing? And that's the same for like fucking Homecoming, where it's like, oh, hello, Tony. This appearance fee costs you 2 million. It's like, great. Can you not use that for something else, please?
But just briefly, would you much prefer they bring them back, Toby and Andrew, for Secret Wars and like Doomsday? That's because that's the one where they want to have a perfect send off for all the 2000s X-Men and Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. Basically, they want to send off there so they can go, that's the past, this is the present.
I mean, yeah, sure, if they can do it well. But, like, are they going to do it well is the other fucking question. Yeah, sure, this one's hampered by COVID, but what has Marvel done in the last couple of years that's really convinced everyone that it's going to be good?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, but even that it's fine, but it's not great.
I mean,
I know I've slightly changed on the fucking Deadpool and Wolverine, but like,
I mean, yeah, I understand.
It's fine, it's good, but it's not fucking. It's like, obviously, because everybody fucking watched it and it's really high grossing, everybody's gonna be like, yeah, this is great. Not that great though, is it? Like, Deadpool's annoying as fuck. Wolverine's great, sure, he always is, but the movie's really weirdly paced, and the like, it's not great. It's fine. It's a fine Deadpool movie, but Deadpool having its own fucking successful franchise is weird in itself, considering the entire point of the fucking character. Don't know why I've turned into like a fucking media reviewer YouTuber hating on Marvel, but
okay, now
like...
DC great franchise. Fucking loved our franchise. Loved Batman versus Superman. Fucking loved it. Whoa.
Definitely not.
James Gunn's going to change the DCU. Whoa.
But yeah, it's one of those. I don't know. It's a weird thing because, like, yeah, sure, Deadpool and Wolverine did well, but like, I've had enough. I don't want your multiverse shit anymore. Make it stop. Make it fucking stop. I don't want you to be fishing around for like, fucking bloody hell, we've found fucking who's dead, who's a superhero who's dead and is never coming back
Iron Man,
in the
Captain,
Marvel.
Iron Man.
Bloody hell, we found Iron Man behind the sofa. He's not the same as normal Iron Man. But we're gonna do another bloody movie with him. Like, nah, fuck off, man. Like, multiverse stuff peaked at this time. But to think that it's like the fucking template for Marvel's entire shit is nonsense.
I mean, it's just one of the phases that they want to do, I guess. Which will end in about 3 years, so that's good at least.
Yeah, but they're not gonna stop it though, are they?
Well, it's gonna be heavily like reduced, I'd guess. Heavily. And
Yeah, but they're still gonna do it when they can. There'll probably be a Deadpool and Wolverine too, if they really want.
I don't know.
Look, they can't be trusted, is all I'm saying. They can't be fucking trusted.
I mean, it's the same thing like as YouTubers. If the one thing is successful, we might as well continue until it's not successful anymore. Which is the wrong way to go about it if you look at it, but it's the motive. If it makes money...
But we did do 4 AI songs videos.
Yeah. Like, if it makes money, do it. Like, I understand you might lose your audience, but you can always gain their trust back if you deliver a banger.
Yeah.
Because it's like a roller coaster.
We're still waiting on that banger. still not come yet.
It's like a roller coaster basically. It happens in every sort of media: EastEnders, Coronation Street, Hollyoaks, the Marvel, DC. Well, DC especially, because DC fucking was shot to death by what the fuck was that director called? I don't know the director.
I don't give a shit about DC.
Yeah, he fucking did not do well. Rob Schneider it's not Rob Schneider.
That's not. Rob Schneider's fucking Adam Sandler's mate.
Zack Schneider.
Zack Schneider, yeah. The guy who does slow-mo.
Yeah, he basically fucking shot that on multiple times in the foot for DC. But it does happen in all sorts of media. And if it makes money, you continue to do it. Is it the right thing? No. But I guess, just do it.
Yeah, I think that's reached its natural conclusion. In terms of channel updates, we'll talk about this here because we only really decided after we finished doing the podcast. Obviously, all of our content that's been released this week has been live on Twitch. And it's been a good fuck it, hold on. Before that, also on the Friday that's just gone, I will have seen Terrifier 1 and 2 in cinema as a double bill. And I am fucking looking forward to it. Are you seeing Terrifier in cinema?
No, certainly not.
Are you doing it? You're doing it for me?
If I was over there, sure. If I was over in England, I would. But no.
Is it in Ireland? Are they doing it?
It's in Ireland, but I horror's not really my genre.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like comedy horror, but not fucking... I'm gonna murder this guy several times and it's gonna be funny. It's like, oh, no. And plus...
Never usually funny, especially, Terrifier would be a bit much for you. I do understand. And obviously it's ahead of Terrifier 3, which comes out a week after my birthday. My birthday's like October 5th. That's happening next Saturday, which is going to be fun. And saying about multiverses, obviously it's never going to happen because slasher villains are in fucking TV rights, in media rights hell. But if there was a extended universe where you would have Art the Clown, you have Jason Voorhees, you have Freddy Krueger, you have Michael Myers, you have Leatherface, you have fucking Ghostface. Fucking sign me up, motherfucker. Sign me up. That's the only multiverse I'll tolerate. Imagine all these slasher villains coming to a head. We did have Freddy versus Jason, but, that was filmed by a director who only made music videos, so... but yeah. Back to the channels, though. Unless you have anything to say on that.
Just we might be doing the Halloween content as well, where we watch a horror movie, probably. Ash is probably editing that if we do it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably. Depends on what projects I've got at the time. Maybe it goes through the old goes through the old pipeline. Like, bloody edited it down. Sick. But yeah, we'll probably be doing that again. It's always fun. I don't know if we'll be doing anything for my birthday, but probably not. Probably just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
What do you mean bad blood is on?
But yeah, channel update. Just to reiterate what I said before as I got distracted. Yeah, the Hollyoaks video of all this has been streamed on Twitch. If you want to support us directly, go over to the Twitch, follow the channel, and eventually we'll get affiliate. We stream twice a week on Twitch. We stream from about 12 onwards, where we record all of our Reddit videos and all the shit that like goes out during the week. That was all streamed live. We usually like do a bit of preamble and dumb shit. And it also leads to if there's any news videos, I assume we'll just go live and record it live, or any shit we actually need to talk about stacks up, we'll do that live. But as a general schedule, we are generally live from about 12 p.m. onwards on Monday and Thursday. If you want to get the podcast early, go over to the Twitch and follow us over there. How have you found streaming on Twitch? Because you've kind of dabbled with it, but you've never really. I don't know. Playing games isn't really your thing. So you play games for about 20 minutes. And you're like, I'm bored now.
How dare you make assumptions? How fucking dare you?
What do you mean? I've watched all your streams. I know what happens. I'm there, and you're like, you're doing all right. And I just see you like dance for about 20 minutes whilst playing a wrestling game, and I'm like, I can't handle this, me. I can't handle this. Fucking
stop it, mate. Stop it. You're only embarrassing yourself, mate. It's like Interstellar. He's the man. He's like, no. He's just screaming at himself. Obviously, Ash Funder is a tell a story very quickly, as we were talking about Baby Oil before the podcast started.
Shit!
And he was on about a slip and slide story that he had.
No, it's not about a slip and slide. So a couple of years back, and after you can actually talk about how you found streaming this stuff.
It's fine.
So back in the day, I must have been like 10 or something. So I think I was playing like Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers on the TV with my brother. It was a co-op game. It was a great game. It's not The Two Towers. What's the fucking middle one? It's not Return
the
of
Fellowship
King.
of the Rings.
It's not Fellowship of the Ring. It's the middle one, I think. Whatever. Anyways, playing that game, and we just hear some noise. Now, obviously, there's 4 of us, so we had to have some bunk beds, and so we get upstairs, and my brother had clearly been watching my sister play Sims, or like they were playing Maple Story or something, and we had this ladder. That it was a fairly small ladder, but you got it to like climb into the fucking bed. And as a kid, you get yourself like stuck in places. And one of my brothers, he's slightly larger, so he'd managed to get himself stuck in this ladder. And he was in this ladder, and it was like, oh jeez, you might want to cut the camera to me, but like he was stuck in this ladder, just like fucking this, and he was stuck like this, fucking arms out, fully stuck in this fucking ladder, and and he was just stuck there. He was stuck there for like a solid hour, just yeah. And our family's pretty bad for this sort of shit. So we were all just laughing at him because it was funny, because he has just gotten himself like like fucking wedged in, and in the end we had to like we had to oil him up to get him out of this fucking thing. And it's a core memory, and it will never be forgotten.
It's called Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
Yeah, Two Towers. I think I call it the Twin Towers, which is not the subtitle. It's not the subtitle.
Sorry, they put the second Lord of Eldred
on. But yeah. Anyways, that was a lovely story about one of my brothers getting stuck in a ladder. It was fucking hilarious, honestly.
I got my finger stuck in a lot of things.
Never in a woman, though. I don't know. Not everything you have to get, you have to earn. But yeah, how you been finding Twitch? How you been finding streaming on
I'm
Twitch?
finding it good because I'm mostly watching the feed on this. Hello. Um. So obviously now I'm also watching the feed on my phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no chatters, but hold on.
that's fine. We're a new channel.
Watching Walford on Twitch. There you go. As you can see, there's us. Hello. And I'm watching both feeds in case you get like a chatter. I know I could put it up on my second monitor, but I can't be arsed. Um, and I'm
Bit
finding it
lazy,
fun.
like.
I find it fun. It's fun streaming. I just treat it like I'm doing a normal recording session because we talk about all the same shit we do off camera, on camera.
Yeah,
Maybe some stuff we
I
don't
think
say.
yeah, some stuff we still don't say on camera. Not that we're saying any like outrageous shit because we're not mental, but
See, the issue with Britain is the immigrants. No, we're not doing that.
mute it. No. But it's been good
Brexit
fun.
means
As said
Brexit.
before, we record our recording sessions and like the Reddit videos, and then on the Monday at the end of the day, we usually watch an EastEnders Christmas or two, just to kind of do prep, and we'll probably do that for whatever we're doing, like whatever projects we have going on. Because I assume once we finish the Christmas like ranking 2013 to 2023, I assume once we have that done, we'll move on to a different project and we'll start working on other stuff as an extra. So that's a reason to be a part of the Twitch. And obviously, we're recording this live. So if you have any lovely little takes that you want to give, and I'm sure at the end you can all participate in the awards, and we can all collectively agree on who needs slapping down. But yeah, it's been good fun though. You should definitely follow us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Watching Walford. There should be links everywhere in the description. It's been a fun thing because obviously we're starting from the ground up, right? We have like 15 followers from when we did Love Island somehow, but also it's back to like square one because I've been streaming on Twitch for like nearly 6 years now. I've been an affiliate since like November 2018 or some shit. Like it's been a long time since I've had to actually grow a Twitch channel. So it's going to be a fun little challenge, and I hope that people join us as and when we get to it. No, it's been good fun though. It's been really good fun. And it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, it'd be cool if it did eventually grow and we did eventually have a bunch of you here. But even if not, it's a good way to kind of. In this last week, I refigured out that I used to have this mode I would get into. I would be on. I would like understand how to like get myself psyched up and into the zone where everything's a bit more heightened. I'm actively thinking of shit. I'm not just going live and like fucking the lights are on but nobody's home, you know what I mean? Like I finally remembered how I would like prepare myself and I would like get hyped and I've been streaming on my normal Twitch channel as well a lot. There's been a good couple hours of content there as well. It's been good fun. It's a fun time to be a fan of me because I'm here doing everything. The Hollyoaks video it's still in the writing. I'm still general. Have you frozen? No. Yes. Yeah. Right. Sound. I'm like halfway through my second draft, but from this point, it'll probably take like another week or two to actually finally put a pin in it and start like recording it and editing it and piecing it together. But it's been good. It's been a really good way to test my skills, and it'd be nice to see if I can actually piece it together. Just by writing it, it's given me that renewed confidence that I can now actually like write a video fairly succinctly and not fucking start it and go, I want to write a video, and then it's like, yeah, but you now need to do research, which you're not going to do. No, that's all being done. So yeah, progress being made. We've been working on the Christmas content slowly. A slightly different approach this year. Piggy is trialing like editing it kind of down a bit more, and then I'll come in at the end with the old fucking Mister Clean. Just like, there we are. Let's polish this fucking thing up.
The problem he's gonna have is he has to sync the audio of the episode to it, and I'm laughing.
That's not a problem.
I'm laughing because I'm like, ha ha ha. Yeah, that.
Right, as long as you've not like cut it up, so I now need to sync the audio to all the different parts.
No. The audio of us is still there. It's just the audio of the episode's there.
No, I mean like of the episode.
I mean, I have cut the episode. I have trimmed it down to 15 minutes.
Well, that'll probably be a bit more of a nuisance, but yeah.
Yeah, it's well, that's why
I've now got to sync up all the audio.
Yeah, well, I told you I was going to edit it down, and I fucking did. So how about it?
Made more work for me. Nah, it should be sound. Should be too bad.
I mean, I trimmed it down. All I have to do is just
exactly. I'm taking a piss.
All I have to do is zoom in, zoom out, fucking trim it up a little bit. There might be some bits that
and splice the audio in yet.
Yeah, and obviously, maybe.
But I usually don't like to use the footage that much anyway, so.
Maybe you have to edit some of the stuff I left in, like the fucking legal loophole we had with Michelle Fowler, not saying it, where she's not.
She got no evidence.
She's not a nonce in the UK, but she is in the United States. which I left in the entirety of our argument between that. And I left in the argument between Donna and Honey. Then they pulled the Christmas
bracket.
Of course,
that had to be done. That was a bit. That was a bit. It's fine.
I also left in the bit. I cut it up so perfectly. So obviously I edited what I'll give away. So this might be in the final production. Obviously I have to give it to Ash. So we obviously Stephen Beale is introduced again. So it just cuts to Ash going, "Whoa, Stephen Beale, whoa." And then it cuts
sexy
again,
boy.
And then it cuts again and it goes, "Whoa, so sexy!" Whoa, it's just fucking encasing him. And I zoomed in on the card that Ian Beale is given that says like Lucy Beale, "Have a Merry Christmas." I loved.
But yeah, there's some great stuff though. The biggest joke out of that reaction, which I'm not going to reveal because it is outrageous. Is fantastic. So it involves Dot's cat Ethel or Willie, depending on when the mood hits her. That sounds a bit dirtier than I intended. Fucking hell. Look, she has a very lonely Christmas. All right, don't fucking blame her. She's an old woman. All right, what else does she have to do with her time? We are kind of at the threshold, but I'm just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep rolling. I'll put a chapter in the YouTube video. But yeah, it's been a really good week though. I will say I'm managing to do all of the things I want to and a little bit more, which has been a really positive thing because obviously there have been weeks where it's like I'm scraping by, just like fucking hell, just one more video, please. Just one more video and then we're done. And then I do fuck all. I've managed to strike a really good balance of both. Like, cause I've had a busy fucking week. Let me just pull up the tape, Jamie. On Monday we did a fucking 5.5 hour recording session. Which it was good fun. I think this week on my normal channel, I have streamed 9 hours roughly. So in total, that's 14 hours. And I've been working on all the scripting shit, and we've been piecing together videos and working on ideas. It's been good fun. It's been really good fun, and I'm happy with where I'm at in terms of all the shit we're doing. As we're finally actualizing, we're finally putting some of these ideas that we've wanted to do or we've had planned for a long time. They're finally being put into reality. And it's nice to be at a point where I'm no longer thinking about all these things like, oh, I should do this. It would be cooler if I could do this. Now I'm actually doing them. And it shows that I'm growing and I'm developing and things are getting better. So,
Getting better,
yeah.
man.
Fucking... I don't know how I'm doing it. I'm managing to juggle having a life and doing all of this extra shit. It's been great fun. So.
And we even have a running joke on the Twitch chat where Ash would turn to mute, and obviously he does a famous, like, on Monday he turned to mute, and he just, when he unmuted, so he muted, and then he unmuted and went, I'm glad that wasn't on air. I'm glad, like, no one heard that. And I'm like, imagine he's just like, hello, Pookie Bear. How are you, Pookie Bear?
Hello, boo boo.
just
how's it going there? Sexy gal. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, making a lot of progress. Obviously, in the next week, it's my birthday soon. I'll be turning the ripe old age of 24. And, you know, we're coming up to the 2-year anniversary of Watching Walford. Will it be 2 year? Yeah, it'll be 2 years.
2 years in January. Exactly.
So, and I've also, the Hollyoaks content is where I want it to be as well. Like, I've finally, because of the reduced schedule, I've finally been able to piece together what I want. And so there are reactions. There are reactions at like 12 or 1 on Wednesday. And then later on, there's the weekly roundup, which finally like crescendos it. Like, I thought I made a pretty serious point in the weekly roundup, but I thought it turned out quite well. I was hoping it was going to be like the first 2 weeks where I like check the phone and it's like, fucking hell, this has popped off. Did not pop off. Apparently the hype has died.
Welcome to my
It's only been 2 weeks, lads. It's only been 2 weeks. No, yeah, but making all the progress in the right ways, and I'd argue that everything's benefiting. Except for the wrestling content, which has taken a really it's slowed down a lot.
I just want to read this username out.
Okay.
I like I think their username is Michelle Lodi. Their little thing there. UV2 or X 2 or X. I fucking. Yeah, I think.
What's the joke?
I just like their username. It's very confusing for me. It's very confusing.
Okay.
I don't know if they're a Hollyoaks. I don't know if they're a Hollyoaks fan or a EastEnders fan. I think they're a Hollyoaks fan.
They are a Hollyoaks fan.
Yeah. You're on the wrong channel, mate. Our content's mainly EastEnders, so.
What do you mean? We're moulding Hollyoaks content for the future. It's really weird that nobody does this sort of shit for it's weird that nobody does EastEnders or Hollyoaks content. It's really bizarre to me.
But the only two.
Like, obviously, it's so weird to think that there's not like a massive community of people. Like, it feels like the perfect YouTube vape. Like, you know, you imagine like the fucking the drama like YouTubers who was like, so here's the tea on Phil and Billy. It's like, that feels perfect for EastEnders like content, but nobody does it except for us. And obviously, watching Walford After Dark. You have Soap Study who does. Oh, my feed's cut out. Is my internet? No, it's out. You have Soap Study. You have Talking Walford. You do have a decent chunk of people who do stuff. You have Conversation Street.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they're not uploading daily episodes like us hating that fucking pussy, like, you know.
Exactly.
But we will grow the channel. It'll be small, but we'll get there. Don't forget our sub goal at 1K subscribers. We'll have to rent out our Weatherspoons and recreate the film.
I'm not renting out Weatherspoons.
We're fucking doing it.
We're not made of money.
We'll save for it.
Fuck that. I'm not spending my money on that shit. Just because we'll be getting monetized doesn't mean I can rent out a fucking Weatherspoons. You mad bastard.
No, just say we're booking for a party and then fucking no one shows up.
Yeah, fucking party by myself. I'm good, thanks.
But yeah, we will recreate the Phil and Grant Kung Fu fighting dance, and I will strip. I will.
Like
What?
in theory, in theory, we could probably just do a giveaway, but that's not good for actual fucking engagement. So we're not going to do that. Got to grow naturally, as we are now. We're growing 2 channels instead of 1.
3.
And Christmas can't come. I mean, to be fair, I'm hoping Christmas doesn't come too fast. I'll be real with you. I'm like, as much as it's been good, there's so much shit to do. There's so much shit to do. And even in October, I got to edit like 4 fucking reactions to horror movies, and I got to like fucking figure out how to not get claimed immediately. Like, oh, mama. Oh, mama. Gonna be a ball ache. But it's all in good fun, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Do I have anything else? Do you have anything else?
No, I guess it's a time for the EastEnders.
Yeah, I think so. So make a timestamp or something. That's
I'm at one.
take a note of this time.
I'm at 41:43.
41, 43. Stop talking about shit. EastEnders start then. Banging.
You could probably
Alright.
put it at 42 minutes.
Yeah, sound. I did tangent. All right, let's talk about the EastEnders. Some would say it's the only stuff that people actually want to hear us talk about. I say nonsense. And that's what I'm going to keep telling myself till it actually comes true. So the main storylines are Bianca returns to confront Reese, Teddy has to sort out Harry's mess, and Nish takes revenge. We're going to start off with the Bianca topic, as she does make her emphatic return, but this is ahead of a bit of a issue with Reese trying to get to Debbie's funeral. So yes, let's get into it. Hold on. Chris Clenshaw has left. What the fuck? That's got to be bait. That's got to be bait. There's no way that's true. Sorry. Hello, Lewis.
Hello, Lewis.
Anyways, EastEnders. Sonia wants Martin to go and check on Reese, so he tries to check in on him, who's preparing for Debbie's funeral. Martin offers to drive Reese to the funeral, but as he goes to get the car, Hugh and Brenda arrive and says she's not welcome. They strongly believe that Sonia killed Debbie, and Reese doesn't set them straight. She bans him for the funeral. People really like Debbie's mum because she's really camp. But I feel like Hugh's is he actually called Hugh? I think I just made it up.
I think he's called you, yeah.
Okay, I thought I just made up a name for him.
You are welcome.
But then again, you call him Daddy, so
you are welcome to the Hugh Daddy fan club. We appreciate you. Leave us some milk, leave us some cookies, leave us a jar of sperm as well. A lot of baby oil is
use
included.
me. That's just going under the radar.
Baby oil can be included if you want to.
Only if you get stuck in ladders. But Jesus, that noise was something else. Martin tries to get Reese out of his shell and wants him to come for some pints. Turns out they've staged their own little memorial for Debbie, with all the market traders celebrating Reese despite him being a murderer. I don't understand why Reese. So for some reason, everybody's got this cult of personality around Reese. When he's done nothing. The only thing he's done to get all this support is just be with Sonia. Like, it's quite impressive to me. And we are back. The podcast got kindly interrupted by the news dropping that Chris Clenshaw is leaving EastEnders. Obviously, this is coming multiple days after, so we don't need to talk about it here. But just like a two-word summary for me. Holy shit!
And for
I'm
me,
in shock.
And for me, Chris Clenshaw, please don't go to the shop and get milk. The babysitter's gonna hit me.
Please come back.
The babysitter's gonna hit me if you go.
Clencher, I know I was wrong. I messed up, and now you're gone. Wow, wow, wow. Chris, I'm sorry I neglected you, 'cause I never expected you to run away and leave me this empty.
Now my
Your meow right there would be like music to me. I'm an evening, you come home, Chrissy. Clencher, come home. Fucking hell. All right, there we are.
We were somewhat in sync.
That's not on my end. Not on my end. But, yeah. Anyways, we were talking about the EastEnders, so let's talk about the fucking EastEnders. Jesus Christ. Oh. So, we were talking about Bianca and Reese. This is them banning. This is them at Debbie's memorial that they held in the pub. They asked how him and Debbie met. He mentions how they met in 2004, trying to get accepted to University Challenge. But just as everyone starts to listen, Bianca returns and says she's come back to learn her pregnant sister is banged up for something she didn't do. People defend Reese, and Bianca wonders what he's actually been doing to get her out. She reckons that he's been doing a combined effort of fuck all. He's been doing nothing. Yeah, I made posters and T-shirts and shit. Great. Have you actually got an investigator? Just don't them looking that close. Close to what? You're trying to get your wife out of fucking prison. Yeah. Look, right. My personal affairs are private.
Just
fucking.
I love
Yeah.
it.
People defend Reese. Kat needs to know where Bianca's been, but she's still beside herself. Kat thought that she'd done something stupid. Bianca worries that she might have put the police onto Sonia. Bianca shows back up at Sonia and finds Reese struggling. He says he can't take it anymore, and Bianca changes her approach. She apologizes to him and tries to reason with him. She wants him to tell her everything so she can understand. She wants him to reiterate every single little detail, and she starts to understand the situation a bit more. She makes a really harsh, allusion to how when you suffocate someone who's in a coma, they still naturally react and lash out. So you can see that they're still in pain somewhat. Which really kind of hits deep with Reese, and he kind of starts to, he looks like a dog who's been told that he's going to have to get his balls cut off. No.
I loved licking
them. Bianca believes that Debbie knew it was Reese, and he heard her. She knows he was there. She knows Reese killed Debbie. She just has to prove it. He's at breaking point and is so close to confession, but Martin and Kat storm in. Kat is upset Bianca not dealing with a depression. Bianca believes he has a guilty conscience and shouts that he is a murderer and launches a fucking rock at his car. Fucking arm on Bianca. Fucking Jesus. She launched that fucking thing.
And she had Terry as a boyfriend. The fucking,
What's that supposed to? What's that even mean?
Well, Terry was, from what I heard, well hung.
He's not playing catch with her though on the weekends.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. He might be having a bit of fun playing catch.
The arm on Bianca.
Fucking yeah. It's all that DJ and Patsy Palmer has been doing.
Very, very true. Patsy Palmer. Yeah, I was gonna say Ken's it for a second. So he's talking about Emma. Also, Emma is probably Emma's probably one of the worst bits of the Clenshaw era.
No, don't say that. She was great. She bullied a child. Yeah, I regret my statements I said about her last year.
Kat is upset about Bianca not dealing with her depression. Bianca believes he has a guilty conscience. Yeah, I said that. Elaine declines Bianca a vodka and she's on the outs. Martin sits with Reese and wonders if she's going to let Bianca get away with it. Reese doesn't budge with not wanting the police, and this sparks a bit of curiosity with Martin. He then lets it slip that Bianca's been struggling with depression. Martin calls him too nice for his own good, and Martin lets it slip to Bianca that he knows about her depression. Martin opens up to Bianca, because Arthur, Arthur struggled with depression. And they just kind of talk through, how she's been handling things, and they have a real heart to heart. And it ends up crossing wires as Bianca plants a kiss on Martin's on his face, gives him an old snog. Martin's just kind of like, fuck off, not interested. And she says something like, "I wonder how Sonia ever let you go." To be fair, I'd be at risk of doing that to Martin in the show at all times.
Not James by
No,
himself?
outside the show. I'm not a creeper. In the show.
In the show, yeah.
Um,
If I knew him, yeah, same, yeah.
In the show, as the Martin character, not the actor.
Yeah.
Kat's boys all draw on her face with lipstick as she's sparked out on the sofa. Kat's got a best mate at the doctor's and she promises that she'll turn up. This then shifts into the Teddy story as well because Teddy and Bianca have some interaction, so that will be dead in that section. But yeah, how have you thought about Bianca's return? Initially, when she left, you were going to be like, well, that exit's fucking shit.
I feel weird because...
All right. Why weird?
Because I've conflicting emotions about how I want to feel about this. Like that sounds very smart for me to say that. But I'm conflicted because on the one hand I do like Bianca's character, but on the same time I don't like Chris Clenshaw's approach of Bianca's character. I know that approach is probably the same as last week's approach, but not last week, or last 10 years ago. And that brief period in 2019 when Whitney was going to get married. I know that approach is probably, been the same, but I just don't like it. She's just a mouthy cow. I know you want to uncover Reese's murder, but still, Debbie's murder.
Yeah, but I've had enough of Reese.
I've had enough of both of them.
Yeah, but she's just fucked off for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Been a while, but
I don't know, because I like Bianca as a character. I think she's a great legacy character. But I don't really know what stories you can tell with her, because pretty much you've told, in my opinion, almost all the stories you can with her. Unless you're going to somehow do a one last love triangle with her. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but she's got a storyline.
I know.
Has she done this before? This is a new storyline.
I know. I don't know.
David's coming back.
Oh, no.
Like
Michael French.
What do you want? What do you want?
Bianca the fuck off.
Yeah, but I like this version of Bianca because Reese is getting away scot-free for fucking murdering his wife. Like, she's the perfect... we were saying the entire time we want Shirley to come back and rattle the six. Well, this is what Bianca's doing with Reese, and it's fucking great. I'm a big fan. I didn't like a recent return, but I'm enjoying this one much more. Like, it's really messy, and that's exactly who Bianca is.
Also, I don't like Tommy, the little bastard.
I mean,
Mark,
you're not supposed to like Tommy.
Wasn't he supposed to have used Cat in upcoming scenes, or is that past?
No, they are still doing it. They just took a little break.
I
don't know why, but now it's like, they're going to be this big abuse storyline, and then they did it a bit, and then it pitted out for a while. But it'll probably be back.
Bianca is all right though. I wouldn't mind keeping her on. I just don't know how to feel early on. Probably next week or whenever David comes out, like, oh.
Yeah, but it's a very Bianca return. I've been enjoying it so far.
Well, she did.
But all right, let's move on.
She did fucking launch that rock though. Like, can we just appreciate that?
Exactly.
Can we just appreciate that?
I did, and you made it crude.
No, I did not. I said he was good at playing catch.
You did not.
I did. How dare you, mate?
Yeah, but you said he was good at playing catch, like when people throw a hoop onto a long pole. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you freeze? I can't see you. No,
I
you're just
did.
smiling. You're just smiling.
I'm not smiling. I'm just in awe.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking of the logistics. All right. Teddy has to sort out Harry's mess. Teddy wants Harry to sort himself out, so he's being a bit of a lazy wet wipe. He's also getting a tan in September. The fucking melt. Billy suggests he asks Phil to give Harry a job. He tries to blag him a job, and with a bit of Sharon's persuasion, he offers to give Harry a job at the Archers. Harry is a bit flighty with Teddy and is unfocused. He has an attitude and doesn't like that he only has a trial shift. Jack calls Harry a loser. So Teddy heads to Jack's and says, if you talk to my son like that again, there will be consequences. Penny wonders if Harry was supposed to work tonight and says, working with Phil, bad idea, you don't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. In the Vic, he spots a guy stealing Kathy's purse and runs straight at him, jumps into action and saves the day, giving Kathy's handbag back. Phil is upset with him for not showing, and Teddy is proud of his boy. Penny is proud of him and lets Jack know that he's a good man, and Harry is snarking around and has been given a task to get this motor back on the road by the morning. He calls a certain Jez and offers him like an untraceable car. Jack witnesses this cozy chat. Teddy and Sharon catch him off guard and he spies something dodgy with his son. Ted says he's proud of Harry and leaves him to it. Jack knows who Jez is and says he's a wrong one, which Penny hears. Harry tries to get a pay packet for this car, and Jez says there'll be more in the future. Jack insists on being taken around the Archers and believing that Phil is doing something crooked. Penny tells him the cops are onto him. Harry gets there with the police circling the car, and they're like the cat that's got the cream. It's like, yeah, we fucking got you, Phil. You've been fucking doing some dodgy shit. But someone got in there first and handled the mess. Phil ends Harry's trial as he doesn't need the extra grief. Turns out Teddy was the one who sniffed out Harry's dodgy motor and quickly reminds him to not fuck it up again. And he keeps expressing how many times they fucked up, and Teddy wonders how many times he's going to have to bail him out of trouble. He explains how important it is that they don't go digging around too deep. Now, this is another question. What the fuck is Teddy involved in that's so secretive that made him have to fucking uproot his entire life? Like, is he worse than Phil?
He can't be.
Like, but that's the thing, because Teddy is that he is, he'll pat you on the back, but he'll also put a note on your back saying, fuck this, you know what? Like, he's a lot. It feels like with Phil, you know what you're getting. If he doesn't like you, he'll make it known. But if Teddy doesn't like you, there's a high chance that he will snake you and you won't even see it coming.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
What is his secret is the interesting bit.
What do you think
I don't know. He's got to be doing some dodgy crime shit. Like, you have to make it a proper crime, but you also have to make it big enough that it's not like, like he can't be involved in some really bad shit that he can't be redeemed. Like, it's not like he's going to be involved in, like, some human trafficking or whatever the fuck.
Oh, the Andrew Tate classic.
But obviously that's not going to be the case. So it has to be something pretty fucked that he's had to uproot his entire life and he's got people knocking for him. And he's seemingly quite wealthy in general. So, a lot of interesting secrets. The day after, Ted asks Harry to stick out a week in the garage, unpaid as long as and Phil says unpaid as long as he's your responsibility. And then Teddy kind of realizes there's a lot of like bad chatter around both of them, so he arranges a charity fundraiser for Sonia. He welcomes everybody to the Archers, which has been organized by Harry. It's been organized by Teddy, of course. He meets Bianca and offers a lot of help and says he's got Reese working for him. Martin then tells her if you trust Sonia, you have to trust the man she loves, but also drops he's got a private investigator on the case. Bianca's been asking Teddy questions about his relationship with Reese while she's skipping a doctor's appointment. Teddy also advises her to make up things with Reese. At the party, Teddy advises Harry to use his skills wisely and then gets Phil on side. The party is a success and Phil wants to keep him on and is setting Harry's first week of wages to Sonia's charity fund. 50p. I'm not paying that much into charity.
He pays for charity. Just his own.
Yeah, exactly. The Phil Mitchell fund.
Do you reckon on like off days that I'm not talking about Steve McFadden. I'm talking about Phil Mitchell, the character. Do you reckon on off days for Christmas he goes caroling? He goes around Christmas caroling, with the little bells for sick
Why
children
not?
in hospital. Just imagining. First the hundred bars of holly.
No, yeah, he only sings Fairy Tale of New York.
All the boys will be horses.
Nice one. Jack confronts Harry, grabs him harshly by the arm and tells him to stay away. Teddy kind of quickly goes, yeah, fuck off, mate. But obviously in his own way. Bianca fills in Cat on her progress and mentions how she's going to move in, be Reese's best mate, and watch him crack. So yeah, that's all that stuff. Interesting week. Nice to see the Mitchell boys back in action. And yeah, it's been a decent week of it, all things considered. What do you reckon? Are you happy that the Mitchell boys are back in town?
I'm very happy the Mitchell boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
I'm very happy that they're back. I want to see, is it Stevie again? I want to see Stevie.
I don't know if he's coming back. I'll be real with you.
Alan Ford, if you're listening, I miss you. Please come home.
He had a very impactful 20 episodes.
It was Gary come home, but it's Stevie come home. Anyways, I like the Mitchells. I like Barney. He's just there. He's just there.
Yeah, he's not really got much going on currently.
I know he can't do much because he's a child actor, but still, he's very good. I want to see more of these Mitchell boys. I fucking love that Harry is fucking, he's getting something along with Penny. They're being friends.
He's a bit of a himbo.
Yeah. Well, he didn't really strip at Sonia's fundraiser, though, did he?
Why's he got a strip?
Well, he's fucking jacked, isn't he?
Don't know.
I look at the tight shirts he's in. He's not wearing tight shirts for the sake of wearing tight shirts, unlike me.
Well, as they're all shrinking in the wash.
Yeah, exactly. Look.
In each wash. All right, let's go on to the final topic of the podcast, that being Nish taking revenge. He gets Harty to bring a massive bag of cash and plots his immediate revenge. He calls Vinny, who's grilled by Suki, who believes that it's too good to be true. So she's really uncertain and tells Eve she thinks Nish has rattled them. When Vinny meets Nish, he says, the saddest thing about betrayal is it never comes from your enemies. I don't know why at this point Vinny didn't immediately say, fuck this, see ya, I'm not involved anymore. It's a very important fucking... What you got surprised by?
I just realised there's a clip I have to pull up for the channel. For the captioning.
Okay. Oh, yes. He takes a long look at Vinny and explains to him about the undercover police who have been watching him and the chicken shops. He says they need to play it cool and to buy another chicken shop. He sets him up to collect money from the safe, go to a meeting and secure said chicken shop. And also, fuck me, this chicken shop is 130 grand.
The chicken shop shouldn't cost that much, should it?
It really shouldn't, no. Nish emotionally blackmails him into continuing. Suki gets filled and immediately cottons on that this is a trap. He is a child torn between two parents, but wants to believe the good in Nish. Vinny calls her paranoid, but she questions his intentions and how much he really knows. She calls him and says it's urgent. Suki calls Harty and demands to know what's going on. She asks if he's in danger and tries to sympathize with him. Harty asks that Nish doesn't find out about it as Ravi arrives and spots them in the cafe. Nish gets a call saying that the money there was robbed from a bank will show up soon when Vinny shows up and claims he isn't ready. Nish hits him with some hard emotional blackmail, calling him a disappointment, so he says he'll do it. Suki heads back to the house and confides in Eve that Nish wants Vinny dead. And Vinny takes a look at his ride with trepidation. Nish gets a call, and it seems like Vinny didn't take the ride, and Ravi mentions how he saw Suki with Harty. Vinny makes it back home, and Suki realizes that he needs to fucking flee. He believes that they can salvage it, but Suki insists that he leave. He hurts her by saying, "I'm not Jags," and Suki reminds her how much she loves him, and because she needs to make sure that he's safe. The money, the inheritance, it doesn't matter. It's about him and his safety. She says Nish doesn't lose and won't stop till you and I end up dead with him, and she wants Vinny to live. Yeah, the money, the inheritance doesn't matter. Just live. Nish shows up at the back door and demands to see Vinny. They hide him away in the house, and he spots a message saying about his confirmed cab. They don't budge, so he believes he gets away with it. Suki and Vinny say goodbye, and she is proud of who he's become. He asks Eve to look after Suki for him, and as Vinny gets in the taxi and is prepared to go, they wave him off, but as he sat in the back of the taxi, we pan to the front, and it's Nish driving. Now, here is where the clip should...
the clip will be playing in a second. I just figure out how the fuck to get the audio again.
Is it played? Is it done?
It's nearly done.
Buckle up, Teddy.
There you go. That's what I was like. I put it on full screen. That might get claimed. That might not get claimed. But we'll figure it out.
How long's the clip?
26 seconds, but I can probably cut it down.
Oh boy. Because
I had to quickly scramble to put it in, but I was like, fuck it, don't time to edit it very quickly. Just pop it in. But yeah, we'll figure it out. There it is. The buckle up, Teddy. I fucking loved it.
I love it when wrestling and EastEnders clash.
I just imagine though he did turn around and said, "Buckle up, Vinny," and he was like,
I would have laughed. But yeah, he's unknowingly entered a car with the devil in the front seat. Nish takes him to a back alley, lowers the mirror, and lets Vinny know that he's in the driver's seat. Nish understands how quickly everything's changed, but Vinny claims Ash called him and he desperately needs to help her. Suki hears from Kat that Vinny's cab was cancelled, leaving his whereabouts unknown. Nish finds himself with Vinny in the Walfordy's kitchen. He confronts him for throwing away his medallion. He says, "I knew what you were doing when I heard you and Suki talking in the Minute Mart." He let himself believe it was Suki twisting things, and this was Nish's last chance to make things right between him and Vinny. Vinny says they can fix it, but Nish smashes him over the head with a coffee press. Suki finds Ravi and explains the situation, now how Vinny is in danger. Nish watches Vinny bleed and come to. He then brandishes a knife. Nish explains how they had a dog, Joey. That's a good dog name. For 10 years. And he had a massive ache when he died. Just for a dog. Your reason saying at the end of the dog's life he looked at him knowing he couldn't do things for himself anymore. So he did. And he asks Vinny if he needs someone to think for him too. He's fucking calling him a dog.
Hypocritical coming from you since you call him Scrappy Doo. Shut up.
Nish calls him weak. Shut up. Nish calls him weak as he plays with a knife. Nish wonders if it's too late and whether he can still bring him back from this. He grabs Vinny by the neck and goes to slash Vinny with a knife, and he gets inches away. But he fights him off, and Ravi shows up and diffuses the situation. Suki says Nish will rot in prison and in hell, but Ravi doesn't want to call the police. Ravi calls her out on playing puppet master with her own son, and Ravi says Vinny could have died tonight because of you and him. He then asks, how many children are you going to lose? Which poses an interesting question. Suki's not as bad as Nish. Obviously, the Panasars aren't going to reflect and be like, obviously, they don't know the horrors of how bad Nish was. Nish has murdered someone. Nish has fucking domestically abused Suki for years. He's controlled his entire family. Yeah, Suki had some of the controlling, like she did control the family. She did kind of end up killing Jags. But she's not as bad as Nish. And it's a weird little fucking thing that they're trying to do. What do you reckon? Like, Suki's not as bad as Nish, right? You reckon?
I mean, she is. She broke Nish's heart. How could she? Um, that's a joke. That's a joke. I don't support domestic abuse. Um, but Nish's heart was broken. She's not. Yeah, in all honesty, I'm gonna be serious. She's not. She's not. She's not as bad as Nish. That is like when your friend like compares something unreasonable to something reasonable. Like, do you ever just shit yourself, then piss yourself, then actually fart yourself? Because I did that once. And it's like, okay, mate. I was comparing cornflakes to Cocoa Pops, Chocolate Pops, whatever they're called, Cocoa Pops,
Cocoa Pops.
Cocoa Pops.
Fucking cocklet pops. Love me that cocklet.
What?
That's just a shit joke. Don't put any thought into whatever any of that could mean.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like comparing two different things. It's also like if you compare vegan chocolate to actual chocolate, it doesn't really work. Or vegan.
It's like yes, they have both done some bad things as a part of the war, but Suki hasn't been abusing fucking Nish for years. You know what I'm saying? Suki hasn't killed anyone because of Nish. Like, it's a weird little parallel that they're trying to make that doesn't really land, in my opinion.
I kind of compare it. Now, I don't know because the game hasn't come out yet. But it's like Life is Strange, where obviously the ending is you choose between saving a girlfriend, well, alluded to girlfriend because you can make that decision to be a couple, or you can save her and kill the whole town, or kill her and save the whole town.
Yeah, it's like, do you save the one person close to you, or multiple people? You know, do you choose one or do you choose many?
And the reason why I bring this up is because obviously the new game's coming out, which is a sequel to the first one, and obviously this puts a lot of doubt into people's questions because there's been messages leaked when they were like messaging like between like the designers, the story designers, I believe, where they were like, yeah, but that's the wrong choice. It's the wrong choice. It's like, there is no wrong choice. The game is clearly you choose it. You choose it. There can't be a wrong choice, and that's how I feel with this. It's like you. So what? Suki has verbally been homophobic to Ash. Nish has murdered a man. Has threatened Ravi to try and kill Eve, and then when that didn't work, he also tried to kidnap Suki. Kidnap because she was going to run away from him on Christmas Day. She led him to the Queen Vic, where obviously Ash's favorite scene happens. Where that happens, and he gets
the pulling
hit.
of the hair.
Yeah, the pulling of the hair. So he's not. He's much more evil. He also tried to kill Vinny. He tried to kill Vinny, and he's emotionally manipulated Nugget into believing that he shagged his mom, and that he had a heart attack outside of his house because his mother didn't come save him because she was on that dick player. She was on that fucking dick.
Yeah, you reiterating all of the fucking problems with Nish is exactly why Nish isn't why Suki is not on his level.
And if you want to compare it, literally, it's like if you compare a serial killer to like a homophobe. It doesn't work. You can't compare them.
There are levels.
There is levels, and that's what I feel like people need to remember. Only one's been homophobic.
I say that this is in the show. Like these are characters in the show doing it. It's not actual people.
Well, that we know of. But yeah, sorry for my long tangent, but that's why I think you can't just compare the two.
I mean, it was pretty convincing. So Suki and Nish sit at the table, and she asks if he would have gone through with it. She says everything she built, all the blood, sweat, and tears she put into it, she would trade it all in to make sure her family is safe. She thought he'd do it too. That's a line she'd never thought he would cross. And Suki understands that it won't stop for everything she's done. For her part in this, for putting their son at risk, she is sorry, and Nish sheds a tear. Nish admits that being at the end, he has realized what's important and what's not. He says that he will lie on his deathbed knowing everything he did was to destroy Suki and everything he cares about. For a second, Just like when Eddie Knight had the choice, is he going to continue being a racist piece of shit, or is he going to actually be good? He chooses to be a piece of shit. Fucking, it was a great moment. Oh, he's broken through, he's being nice. Everything I've done is to destroy you. So, yeah.
It's very funny. That is honestly one of my favourite scenes, is the Eddie Knight one, where it's like, he generally could have a heart-to-heart with his son. But well, his adopted son.
He's crying, he's holding his hand. Does he I'm so sorry. Get your filthy hands off me. Oh, fuck you know.
He does the fucking heel wrestling promo. You people. It's genuine.
But he means it.
Yeah.
He definitely means it.
But again,
those are the words of Eddie Knight, not me.
But obviously, with Nish as well, I love this, because Nish, you can see where he wants control, and if he doesn't get control, he's gonna get his way to get control.
He's gonna try break shit.
Exactly. It's like when you're in a shop with a toddler, and it's like, I want a sweet. No, you're not getting sweets. I want a sweet. You're not getting sweets. I want a sweet. Put that Put that baby all down. Put that fucking baby all down. Stop Don't smash it. Don't smash it. Don't smash it. And then they fucking smash it. It's like, I told you, if you don't give me my sweets, man, I'll fucking break things. So he's literally like a fucking child. I don't know why they're doubling. Like, I'll fucking tell you what, man. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you now.
If you don't know, now you know.
But yeah. She calls him a monster, and he says, "Whatever I am, it's because of you," which is wrong. He is the problem. She realizes it will never stop, and it will never end. She says you can walk away, but he says you can walk away, but then he clutches at his chest. The Derek Branning special. He is set dying on next to the sofa, and she gets herself a drink. His breathing is so faint, he asks her for help. She pulls out a phone, but she realizes this will never end. So she puts her phone back, holds her drink, and sits over Nish's dying body as his breathing is getting worse and worse. Suki takes a further drink and tops up. She is ready to witness Nish die. This while Vinny is despondent, he calls Ravi the golden boy, and Ravi's just a fucking idiot about all this. He's a fucking idiot. Like, what? I'm the golden boy? He rejected me for years. He's not that bad, though. He wasn't really gonna kill you. It's like, he was this close to stabbing the fuck out of me, Ravi. You fucking idiot. I think I'd know if I was about to die. Somebody shit in my pants, and it wasn't me. In that moment. Yeah, and he reminds him how close Nish was to murdering him. Even Avani arrived to find Nish dying on the floor. Avani keeps control of the situation and figures out that Suki was conveniently letting him die. Avani is fuming at Suki, and Eve tells us she might need to do some damage control. They try to explain to Avani, but she isn't budging. Nish comes around and says he wants 5 minutes with Suki. He acknowledges that she would have let him die, and she agrees she would have. He believes the love they had was real and that there is no way back. And he starts to come to terms that Suki does actually hate him. He says he needs his phone, and he phones to call his brief. He's changed his will and signed his last will and testament, and it explains that his estate, property, and assets will be left to Avani and Devinder. Suki wants Eve to help get back everything that is hers, but in the end, Eve strongly figures there's nothing she can do. But Suki won't take that lying down, which Priya overhears. Suki, Vinny, and Priya head straight into Nish's as she threatens to expose every single dirty secret about what he did to Vinny, about his past, about why he was in prison, etc., etc. And the doctor reveals that his condition has worsened much more since last time, so they need to consult a hospice for his care plan. She reveals to Avani that Nish was going to kill his own son, but Avani reckons Suki is just as worse, since she nearly let him die. Once again, apples and pears. It's not the same fucking thing.
I mean, in the same sense, yes, I guess he was trying to kill their son, but in the same time, you are watching someone die. So it is like, is it because you look at it the same way as...
Like, Nish actively killed someone in cold blood.
Yeah.
Suki is trying to... and Nish has also tried to kill 2 other people.
But like again, going back to it, you can't really compare it. But yeah, she is wrong for just looking at him, like
Yeah.
to me at least. Like unless the excuse is I didn't want him to feel pain anymore, just letting him go. But he's not like Drew's here dead. But yeah, where my point stands is if she was just gonna let him die, and had they not intervened, he would have died. And
Yeah.
the thing is, she is wrong for doing it, but at the same time, if you know all the secrets, is it bad if you kill an abuser? It's the wrong thing to do, but it puts the end so they can't do it to anyone else. But at the same time, it's the wrong thing to do, because that's not how real world works. The real world works in the way that if you're being abused by someone and you physically have proof, you physically have evidence, you physically have everything needed, you get them sent down to prison. Because we don't live in a fantasy world where the excuse is, well, why'd you blow your husband's brains out? Well, he did abuse me. Okay, you're out of court then. That doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You can't get to that in life. If that worked, there would be fucking millions of people doing the purge. There'd be millions of people killing innocent people going, well, he abused me. How did he abuse you? He looked at me funny. You know,
That's a bit of a derail, but
it's
I guess the point. I understand the point. But yeah, yeah. This one I just kind of said, yeah. Like as much as the Panesars don't know the whole story, it's still not detailing the amount of abuse Suki has faced by Nish. Like I don't like the framing that Suki is as bad as Nish. Like she's not. Nish is much worse. But it shows how much he's done to kind of re-put himself as like the head of the family, like because they are actively believing him rather than not. Suki tells Vinny it would be a good idea to make your peace. Nish apologizes and Vinny explains how he never felt good enough for him. He wasn't strong enough. He was pathetic. He calls him a man of violence, a man of hate, and Vinny says he isn't afraid of him anymore. He's not that little boy who just wanted his father's love. Vinny says he forgives him, which genuinely sets off Nish crying. Like it's an actual somber moment for Nish. And Suki walks in and explains that he should be with family now, as opposed to being in the hospice. Should be with family now. She explains that she won't be like him anyways. It's done. Long after he's gone, it'll just be her with her family, and finally to spend your last days in peace. So yeah, there we are. That's the week of EastEnders. It was a fucking banger of a week. Like, it kind of heated up very quickly. You didn't really expect that Nish was going to try kill Vinny in this fucking thing. And then you have the Teddy and the Harry stuff. All in all, it was a very strong week for EastEnders. What do you reckon?
I agree with that, yeah. I liked this week. It was again. I feel like I'm just threading the same thing every week, but yeah, it was a fun week. I can't really say much because I don't know how to feel, Dad. Okay, I don't know how to feel.
You're just like Big Lee.
Exactly. Oh wait, no, wait, no, wait, no. He's a bigot. He's a bigot. Never mind.
But yeah, solid week. Nice focus on other stuff. No Six involvement really. Nice to see the Mitchell boys back in town. And Bianca's return I thought was quite good. So yes. But yeah, now finally, and this has been, how long's this fucking podcast been? How long's this segment of the podcast been?
Nearly 40 minutes.
It's not gonna be too long then. So yeah, decent week of EastEnders. Now time to finally do the awards. The awards for the podcast underrated. Who's the most underrated?
Well, Elaine. It's just Elaine.
I'm gonna give it to Vinny. I thought Vinny played a really important part in this week and proved that there is somewhat of a character in there, even if he never really gets to show it.
Yeah, exactly.
The Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence.
Oh god, that floor that Nish was lying on.
The most wooden. Brenda, Debbie's mum. Her face does not move.
Actually, It's a bit crude, but give me a second. The most wooden is me when I seen you.
Oh, Hugh. Okay. You don't say the H, so it sounds like you. And I'm like,
You.
fucking hell.
See, I'm saying
Fucking
you.
hell. All right, mate. All right. Fucking hell. TMI. And
H-U-G-N.
finally, who needs slapping down? Nish.
No. Reese.
Or Bianca or Reese, yeah.
Well, Bianca and Reese, I lumped them together for a couple.
Or Harry, the little shit. Stop fucking about. It's your second chance. You're probably your like 17th chance. Stop fucking it up. But yeah, there we are. That's the podcast. And just remember, all of this podcast was streamed live on Twitch with a slight interruption of the news that Chris Clenshaw's leaving EastEnders. If you want to see our immediate reactions that didn't make it into the video, go on to the Twitch VOD and check out exactly how we reacted. When we heard the news, we were baited. It's like Chris Clenshaw's left, and I'm like, that's not real. That's not real Twitch chatter. So yeah. Thank you for watching the podcast. As always, time to thank our member who is still pledged to the channel. We still have our one, the main G, Belinda Slater, who is still a member of the channel and has been for multiple months now. Special thanks, as always, to them for supporting the channel. But finally, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to join us in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.